that would be weird though. Like, would you rather just like sprinkle something over top of your granola than just be like, there's that log I threw in there.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Jordan Beck.
And I'm Elitra Beck.
Together we are Around the World of Beck. And we do things like travel Europe and what it's like for Americans to be living here in the UK. Mm-hmm. And one of those things that requires on a daily basis is starting the day off with a healthy, balanced breakfast, which is gonna mostly come from cereal. And the question is, what is the most popular cereal in the UK? So we went ahead and bought a variety of different ones that we could find at our local grocery store, and we're gonna give them a try.
We're gonna start with this one. We are starting with Bran flakes. Now, I went to the grocery store today and I had a list of popular UK cereals while I was in there. And I'll be honest, the most voted ones that were on this list I was seeing, at least a big chunk of them, were cereals that we have in the US, or at least like comparable likeness, you know? So it didn't make any sense to me to buy a bunch of cereal boxes of things that we've basically tried before. However, I did find a variety pack of children's cereals, which I was like, that would be the answer to that question, because then we only get a few and we're not like wasting a bunch of cereal, but we also get to try things like Bran flakes by buying like the slightly more industrial size boxes.
I also want to point out we're not crazy. We don't normally put cereal on a plate.
That's a good point.
This is for the video. We normally put them in bowls with milk, but the biggest question is it cereal first or milk first? In this circumstance,
no. It is always cereal first. If you put milk first, you're a crazy person.
But in this circumstance, because it's for the video, we're just putting them out here on a plate so that everybody can see them.
And we want to try them like authentically without risking them getting soggy. And honestly, I'm not trying to eat like 19 bowls of cereal right now.
And also, yeah, if you have a bowl of it, you're just going to contaminate it with the previous one.
True.
And or go through a lot of milk. So
instead we have milk in glasses.
Yes. So we're not crazy. We know how to eat cereal. That's not an American thing.
Yeah, let's try some. Just a few flakes. That's the most like nondescript thing I've ever eaten in my life.
It's really just like a 5 down the middle. It's not bad. It's not great. It's
yeah. It was like they could have called it bland flakes, and like that would have been that also would have been like pretty accurate. But like it's not offensive. I think when people talk about like UK cereals, they're like, oh, there's no flavor, and it's because in the US, we're used to having cereals that are like coated in sugar, and they're like literally frosted donuts that they put in a bowl.
We took sugar and we hardened it into a ball, but then coated that with sugar, so that way when it's in the milk becomes sugarized. It's not...
Like I remember there was a brand of cereal growing up where it was literally Oreos. It was Oreos, or I think is what it was called. That's what I would call it. Like Oreos. Maybe that was it. I don't know. It was straight up like a small cookie, and like they have Cookie Crisp. They have that here too. But yeah, I kind of want to go back for seconds. Like they're interesting.
That's pretty good.
All right. So my rating, I am also going to give it a 5. So a grand total of 10 on this one. It's all right.
Next.
Is this cereal? I don't really know. How are you supposed to eat this? I also don't know. But it was in the cereal aisle. And it was not next to like granola or anything. So I'm gonna say it's cereal because it says cereal. But I'm not. Oh my gosh, that's not what I thought it was gonna be.
Hey, I was gonna say, based on the packages, it looks like little...
What the heck?
Biscuits.
They're like biscuits. What the heck? It's like
We could have just like completely changed this whole video. These could just be biscuits and we have no idea.
I can't even get them out. Like I'm trying to pick it up and it's like crumbling. Okay. Teamwork.
Oh. Right,
it's like worse than a Nutri-Valley bar. Okay, so we have Weetabix, OG flavor, I think. And yeah. And I am...
This looks like a packing material.
like it's sawdust. Yeah, I don't know. The picture on the back says that it is 100% whole grain goodness and it's high in fiber, which I believe that. It looks like straight up.
Like just extra thick cardboard. Like.
Yeah, go ahead and take a bite and I'll tell you more about it. So they suggest that you top it with a natural yogurt and drizzle it with honey and strawberries and stuff. However, it also says down here that it is a cereal with added vitamins and iron. So is it a biscuit? Is it a cereal? Are we fools for just taking a bite out of this? Like, would you ever put this in a bowl and then top it with milk? I guess is how I would define a cereal.
So it tastes like shredded wheat, not the American version, like what are those called? Like the mini wheats. But it's very bland and almost like softer to the point that it just keeps going. Like you're biting it and you're like, oh my gosh, it's so
yeah, like
rough.
disintegrates.
Yeah. So I think adding the fruit and the yogurt is definitely gonna make this more enjoyable as
opposed to milk.
Yeah.
Would just like.
And having this as like a base, like almost like, oh, gotta take my pill for the day. Like.
I gotta eat my daily helping of fiber logs.
Yeah, like you're adding it as an afterthought, not as like the main thing, if that makes any sense.
It does. I totally get that. Yeah, this definitely feels like a check mark. I ate my daily serving of fiber, or like my doctor told me to improve my gut health, so I'm gonna eat some Weetabix.
I think it's like a 4. It's not a bad flavor, but there's no flavor.
Yeah, if this is meant to be eaten with milk, this is like a 2.
It would probably disintegrate and dissolve into the milk.
Like, I bet it completely. Yeah. So if that's what this is meant for, this is weird. But I could see with yogurt and strawberries and stuff, this being like a pleasant, just like basically granola that you would just have with it.
Yeah.
I think it would be weird though. Like, would you rather just like sprinkle something over top of your granola than just be like, there's that log I threw in there. I don't know. Would you give it a 4?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a 4 too.
All right. On to the next one.
Next up, our third cereal is Old Bran Golden Crunch. Now this kind of reminds me of the Bran flakes a little bit, but the texture seemed different and it seemed like it was pretty picked over at the store. So I have high hopes that this is like definitely a more popular thing that people get. And as I was going through the store, there was like kids cereal on one side, and then like as you went down the aisle, there was what I would consider more like the adult cereals. I don't know, I would say that we also have that in the US where like and I wouldn't even consider it like adult cereals. Like for me in my head, I've always considered it like old people cereals. Like that's where we put like the Bran flakes and like the Special K and like, yeah, all that, which can be good, but then like the really good cereal, like when you're trying to make bad choices, like that's the kids cereal, and that's all together too.
It's a very weird looking cereal.
It is. I don't really even know what to describe it.
It's like
honestly, it kind of looks like, you know, when a cat eats too fast and they haven't chewed it properly. And they just like spit it up whole.
Yeah, just give it a try. Let me know how it tastes.
I'm gonna try it too. Ready? Here, I'll pick your clump. Here you go.
Gee, thanks.
Ready? Nope. Oh, crunchy.
I definitely got that part in the name right. It's good. I think it's a little bit more flavorful than the first one.
Definitely more flavorful than the second one.
I think it's the best one so far. I would put it at a 7.
It tastes so much better than it looks.
Yes, it does.
Like, it was actually pretty decent.
I can't get over that look though.
What if it was like all piled together though? Like cereal would be. Now it just kind of looks like a granola bar.
Yeah, all right. So how would you rate it?
Definitely the best one we've had so far. I think I'm gonna give it like a solid 8.
All right.
Next up we have Shreddies, and I got just like what looked like the original classic ones, but I was super tempted to get the cocoa ones, and decided against it. So please let me know in the comments down below if that was a mistake. Should I have just gone for the cocoa ones, my instinct? Oh, they kind of look like puppy chow.
I was just saying that's like something you'd find in like Chex Mix, but
yeah. I mean, that's basically like even the way that the white outline with the red lettering reminds me of Chex. So it kind of makes me think like maybe they're the same company in the same way that
they're really good.
Walkers and Lay's are. Similar to Chex, when you bite it, it kind of creates like little shards that you have to be careful so you don't like
accidentally inhale them.
You don't like kill yourself. But yeah, they're pleasant. I think that the frostedness to it is it's not super heavy-handed, where I feel like if they were to make this exact cereal in the States, it would be like frosted with a little bit of wheat. Like,
yeah.
But I don't know, it's pleasant. Maybe our senses have adapted over 3 years living here, that like we don't need the crazy sugar in our diet.
I would put these at an 8.
You can tell Jordan's really vibing with it because he's not even talking. He's just
yeah,
he's just like, don't mind me.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I would say also probably like an 8. It is really good. Pleasant.
Mm-hmm. So this cereal is the one that I think a lot of people will find interesting. This one is what a lot of people also have asked us about, because it comes, at least it's memed on Ted Lasso.
I hope it looks like that.
I hope so too. That it's just one giant chunk.
What the heck? What the heck? There's like a million of these in there.
They're like little bars.
What the heck? This one does show it being eaten with milk too. So this makes me feel like this has to be a cereal. Oh no, this is messy.
It's the log.
There's like, if you haven't seen Ted Lasso, it's an American living in the UK, moving over here, and he goes to pour a thing of cereal, and it's just like a whole like...
Just one. And he goes, oh, did you have some cereal? No, yeah, I just had one.
Want to grab some breakfast?
No, I just had one piece of cereal and I'm pretty stuffed.
We used to like these, but a whole lot smaller.
Yeah, I love it. It's so cute.
Yeah, it's not even frosted. It's almost like hollow-esque in the middle. Like,
yeah, it is a original shredded wheat.
Yeah.
You guys nail it with the title of these things.
I don't even know how you would eat this. Would you break it up? Would it dissolve?
I wonder, like, yeah, I wonder when you put it in milk, does it just start disintegrating? And if so, like, how do you just not, like...
Yeah, because the other one was like bite-sized, and you could almost, and it was like flat, so you could almost like put stuff on top of it. This is rounded and too big.
Also, you can kind of see like little lines going up it, which it reminds me of like bales of hay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna full on just like...
It just like disintegrates. Oh my God, that was so like just amusing to watch it just fall apart, because it's pretty hard, but the second you bite it, it's just like poof, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm talking about, huh?
Yeah. This is totally not how you're supposed to eat this. It's so messy. It tastes like frosted mini wheats, but occasionally you get a frosted mini wheat without like the frosted bit on it, and you're like, oh, that one's kind of lame. Should have ate that one first. That's what this is.
It's exactly what it is. And like the mini ones are nice because they're bite-sized. I don't know how you eat this.
I don't know how you eat this. You must just like stab it with a fork, but like...
I bet it slowly disintegrates with the milk.
But like, this doesn't seem like appealing to me, to like at the bottom of your cereal bowl, you just have like a bunch of straw and it would be all soggy and stuff too. Like, guys, help us.
Okay, so as far as flavor goes, I'm gonna go 5.
Me too.
It's whatever. As far as delivery method, I'm gonna go with like a 2.
So what's your overall score?
4. Like,
I'm gonna stick with a 5. I thoroughly enjoyed my experience eating this, but wow, this is wild.
Entertainment value, 10.
It's the best.
We've got the last 4 little mini boxes here. They're gonna be some like kid flavors. They're gonna be something very similar to the States and what we have.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious to see how they did it. We're just gonna open all 4 of them, I think, go with that, and then try them from there. Just kind of rapid fire because I don't see many people buying these necessarily. Mm-hmm. But they are an option in case you are wanting to buy them.
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and open them, like editing. All right, so we're just gonna start here with some corn flakes. Which out of these before have you tried? At least the US version.
I have tried the Rice Krispies and the Frosties. Rice Krispies is also a treat in the States. I don't think I've seen them here.
I haven't either. Do you guys do Rice Krispie treats? Where it's basically just like Rice Krispies and you heat up marshmallow and then like you make like a little sticky bar out of it.
Yeah, it's really good.
I feel like I've had corn flakes before. It's what I would kind of think of as basically like boring Frosted Flakes, kind of more of like an adult cereal. So I find it interesting that it was in like the kids variety pack. but I don't know if there's any sweetness to this at all.
I think the Bran flakes are better than these.
I would agree. Yeah, this is literally like flakes.
Bland flakes. Like the other ones
Yeah.
are like, ooh, something, little flavor there. And then
Yeah, I
these
take
are-
back my hit on Bran flakes. Like these ones are definitely like, there's like nothing there.
I think there are 3.
This is like insert fiber. I'm gonna say also 3. All right, now I got some classic Rice Krispies. Now, I don't typically go for these, so I'm not like the best judge on if these are different than the US version, because this just isn't my cereal.
I never understood how you'd be able to eat Rice Krispies as a cereal because like they're so tiny. So do you have like just an overwhelming amount of them in your bowl or just a lot less milk? Or are they just floating around and you're basically just drinking milk with an additive in it? You know what I mean?
That sounds like it would have applied to like all cereal though.
I don't know. That's just my take on it. But I think they do taste the same.
They're the same as the US?
I think so. I can't taste these without thinking they're missing marshmallow because that's really the only time I've ever had.
No, that's the most American thing.
Yeah. So how would you rate your Rice Krispies then?
I don't know. They're like a 4, like 4 or 5.
I think, yeah, 4.
Yeah. All right, next up we've got Frosties, which in the US, this is known as Frosted Flakes. And I'm curious as to why, if anybody knows, they were marketed as Frosties in the UK, but Frosted Flakes in the US. Because like you guys have Bran flakes and other types of flakes. So it's not like, that's not a common word here. I don't know. Oh, you ate them all. They must be pretty good.
I would give them like a 6. I think they're better than Bran flakes, but they're like this, the corn flakes. They're just frosted.
Overall, I would probably give it like an 8 or 9, simply for like the nostalgia feel for it, because yeah, I don't know. I like Frosted Flakes. It's one of like my go-to cereals. So, and this hits that. Now, the last one, Cocoa Pops. Yeah, that's what it's called, Cocoa Pops.
Cocoa Pops.
I feel like there's a similar version of this in the States, but I don't know if it's called Cocoa Pops.
There's Cocoa
Pebbles?
Pebbles.
Is that the same thing?
I think so, but they may be like the corn flakes, but they're just cocoa, and they're Cuckoo Puffs. But
Which they have similar versions of that. They're just basically like little poof ball that is chocolatey flavored.
yeah, these are just
They're definitely
like,
better than the Rice Krispie ones.
but I think these are like Rice Krispies. They just added cocoa to it, and I don't know how much either, because like it's very faint until you eat a lot of them, and then it's like, ooh, okay, I can taste some chocolate. So I don't know. They're still a 4, I would say.
Oh, I would give it a 6 simply because I like chocolate. So
All right.
it's going up there.
So overall, that's going to be our comparison to some of the more popular brands of cereal here in the UK versus our experience with American cereal. A lot of them are the same, some of them are different, some of them are funny and entertaining, and
Which is what you want in your breakfast.
exactly. And I think I definitely found a new favorite as far as cereal goes here.
Which would that be?
I really like the Bran flakes. Like, I was really surprised by those.
I like the frosted ones, the frosted Shreddies.
Yeah, those were good too. Yeah.
So let us know if we missed any top tier cereals in the comment section down below, so that we can make sure we try them before we leave.
What's your favorite, and was Weetabix truly a cereal? Well, who knows? So with that, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.